Hi, my name is Dustin John Martin, and I created the short film, The Original Milk Bottle. Student films, I've noticed, often cover similar topics. There's lots of overdoses, suicides, illnesses, breakups, which is totally fine. I don't mean for this observation to diminish the good hard work done on these projects. However, after the year that we just had, the very last thing that I know that I wanted to work on, that I wanted to dive myself into, was a bummer. I wanted to make something fun and silly and a little bit absurd. I wanted my senior thesis project to be something more of a reflection of who I am, which is a fun, silly, and a little bit absurd person. Years ago, I was in a band called The Original Milk Bottle, and beyond just making good music together, I also felt that we were a very fun and interesting mix of personalities. The music video is a great visual medium for a band to get to show more of themselves and show more of their personalities, but I wanted to go just one step further. The Beatles' A Hard Day's Night is not just a great album and a great song, but it's also a fantastically wonderful film. This movie and other films with the Beatles had the band engaged in various humorous scenarios.
How did you find America?
Turn left to Greenland.
Often featuring full and partial performances or playings of their songs. These movies, in essence, are annotated music videos. That's the foundation that I built this project on. Sitcoms such as The Office and Parks and Rec have a heavy influence on me. As I was writing this story, I couldn't help but imagine it taking place in the backdrop of a mockumentary style that these shows are known for. There were aspects of pre-production that I would forgo because I thought I lacked the time or resources. But this is a fallacy because the lack of preparation only caused me to lose more time and resources later down the line. There's always this phrase, fix it in post, but now I'm a big believer in the phrase, fix it in pre. No matter how much planning that you think that you've done, there's always probably more that you can do. I didn't end up doing rehearsals with my cast. I just didn't have enough time to have been able to get all of them together for rehearsals and have all of them together for the shoot. In future projects, not having that rehearsal time is not going to be something that will be ideal. The main problem is that, my actors aren't actors. They have jobs, they have lives, they're just my friends, so there's really only so much time that you can get with them. I wrote these parts for the people who had them, so I wasn't too worried about the skills of the performances. However, when you work with real actors, it's not just their talent that you're getting their discipline, you're getting their training. When it's your friends, they want to hang out, they want to goof off, they want to socialize, they don't want to sit in front of the camera while you're trying to set up a shot. They get annoyed by having to do multiple takes, and there's only so much time that you have before they just get tired of doing the whole thing. At the end of the day, they're volunteering their time and energy for my thing, so I have to be thankful despite any problems or frustrations. I put lavalier mics on all of the actors. It just would have been really hard to use a boom mic in the house that we were using because the ceilings were a bit short. The lavaliers recorded to individual packs on each of the actors. The downside is that you don't get to monitor the audio. So you just have to really hope for the best. And then if it doesn't work, you use ADR. I shot with all Canon cameras. It's a brand of camera that I know well, that I like the colors. I've always owned Canon cameras, so when I rented the full-frame Canon R6, their menu system is so similar to the menu system of other Canons that I have, so that was a walk in the park. I did rent other cameras, though, that I didn't know as well, and that was a hindrance. Equipment that I owned and knew how to use would yield a better result more often than not than the professional equipment that I would rent, but didn't really know how to use all that well. So the quality of the equipment was better, but it doesn't mean anything if you don't know what you're doing. Post-production is my favorite part. I just set up in here for hours on end and just dive my head into Premiere and just work with all the puzzle pieces until I get something that looks like a film. I use Premiere, Adobe Audition, and Adobe After Effects. After Effects is actually one that I've always been scared of as a program, but I actually was able to put my head down and learn it a bit for some of the things that I needed for this project that I just couldn't do in Premiere. Not only did I want this project to be a showcase of the things that I can do, but I also wanted it to be a challenge for things that I know that I could be capable of. As a test to myself, I really wanted to throw different flavors into this project. I've never done a music video before, so I wanted to do a music video. I've never done an action sequence before, so I wanted to do an action sequence. I didn't know if I would do them well. I certainly didn't do them perfectly, but I just wanted to try them and have that practice and have that opportunity. This project has meant a lot to me. It has all of my closest friends in it. It features songs from a band that I loved being in. And I think it's funny. If there's anything that we need right now is a good laugh. So I hope that you enjoy this project for exactly that reason.